Well, hi, everyone, and welcome to the Experience MedTech information session. I really appreciate you making the time for us to do this. As I mentioned, I may have not mentioned yet, my name is Adnan Syed. I'm the director of the Talent Accelerators program, and I will be your host for today to discuss the Experience MedTech program that we run through the MedTech Talent Accelerator. So with that, I'd like to first start with a land acknowledgement. So I'm located in Toronto or Takaranto. Toronto is in the Dish with One Spoon territory. The Dish with One Spoon is a treaty between the Anishinaabe, Mississaugas, and the Haudenosaunee that bound them to share the territory and protect the land. Subsequent Indigenous nations and peoples, Europeans, and all newcomers and everyone else, like all of us here, have been invited into this treaty in the spirit of peace, friendship, and respect. So with that, I'd like to get right into it. What is the MedTech Talent Accelerator? So our program is a training program. It's designed to launch the next generation of industry-ready talent into the Canadian medical technology sector. The program is a collaboration between us here at TMU, McGill, Dalhousie, and University of Calgary. And we were founded with the support and guidance of MedTech Canada, which is a national association for Canadian medical technology companies. So in essence, what we do, and maybe what I can ask you to do in the chat is, if you can identify your program level, the name of your program and the university that you're joining us from in the chat, I would really appreciate it. And so as you list this in the chat, what each of you are in are subject matter disciplines. So I'm seeing biological medical engineering. There's another one that was just sent to me is electrical and computer engineering at TMU as a master's. So each of you are in these degree programs at a master's or PhD level. And they're meant to make you subject matter experts in this field. And again, as I'm trying to say this, it's meant to be a subject matter expert. However, when you are done with your degree and you step out into your career, what happens is you're working in industries. So as a staff here at Toronto Metropolitan University, I'm working in the post-secondary sector. So just like that, your degrees are aligning with the subject matter expertise that you're gaining, are getting aligned with different industries that are out there. And the industry that we focus on in the MedTech Talent Accelerator is the medical technology industry. So these are hardware and software that are built as medical products for them to be used in the healthcare system or the healthcare marketplace. Okay, so our goal with our program is to give you an orientation to the medical technology industry through the training we give you, as well as where we're able to facilitate, we make you available as industry-ready talent to companies in this industry for you to be hired as interns. So how we fit in with your graduate program. So what we're considered is a co-curricular program. So we have no connection to your master's or PhD program, absolutely whatsoever. We're a program, just like you go to the career center and you take a resume workshop, that's a co-curricular training that you're taking on. So just like that, we are a co-curricular program focused on the medtech industry that you're looking to join by joining this info session today. So we sit separate from your degree, so we have no link to your degree, but we have an eligibility that we'll go through that is linked to where you are in your degree for you to be eligible in our programs. And we run 2 buckets of activities. One, as you can see on the screen, is called Explore MedTech. So this is a way that we want to make you aware of what the medtech industry is about, so that you can think about whether you want to have a career in it. So for that, we run monthly seminars, and these are all recorded and they're on our website. So you can check them out there. And we have, I think, now about 30, 40 seminars that we've delivered, and they're all delivered by medtech industry individuals, leaders in the industry. We also run a hackathon a year. So if you join our mailing list or follow us on LinkedIn, you will hear about us running a hackathon at least once a year that we put forward. The last one we did, we focused on the emergency department and how we can innovate any digital technology and digital approaches to the process that's used in emergency departments and hospitals. So these 2, the Explore MedTech piece, this is open to everybody. You don't need to have any specific eligibility. This is really for you to gain a better understanding of what the medtech industry is about. And if you are interested in this industry, I do recommend to go on our website and look under events. And there is a library of previous events, and see which ones pique your interest and consider listening to them. These are all local industry leaders talking about medtech. Now, the program that you're here to learn more about is the other one, which is called the Experience MedTech. And here what we do is we facilitate, what we offer you is a suite of online badges, and I'll get into those badges or courses in a minute. And then we also offer you the potential of getting an internship in the industry as well. So there's a specific eligibility that you need to be done your coursework and your bench work for your research in order for you to apply and join our Experience MedTech program. And the way we facilitate these internships, these are meant to be a minimum of 4 months. And the bare minimum we are able to facilitate in terms of a salary is $10,000 for the 4-month period. And this is not us. This is based on wage subsidy programs that are run by the federal government and others, where this is the minimum stipend that's been stipulated. And we leverage those grants to get you these internships. So that's the salary to expect for an internship. And again, I want to be clear here. Please don't see this as, your next full-time job. This will be your income for your first full-time job. It's not. It's literally a 4-month probationary internship that we facilitate for you to get your foot in the door, get some real experience into the industry, and then from there you look for discussing with that employer whether you'd like to remain full-time and what that salary would look like, or you look for other employers if you're looking to stay in the industry. So this is an internship. Please don't expect anything higher than $10,000 if you for the 4 months. And that's really what we pitch to the companies as well for the internship piece. So I want you to keep in mind, if you have expectations that are much higher than that, then we're likely not the right program for you. So, and that's okay. Please do see this as, just a stepping stone to get you in the door of the medtech industry. And then from there, you navigate it from there to see where you want to go from there. Okay. So just to give you an idea of the kind of positions and the companies we worked with. So on the left, you can see the different roles that we facilitated in the past. And on the right, you can see some logos of the companies that we've facilitated these internships at. Here, I also want to preface that if you're looking to work with, one of these companies and that's it, you don't want to work with anybody else, and you will only accept an internship if this one company gives you an interview and puts an offer to you, we are not the right program for you then either. You have to be open to the opportunities that are presented to you by any company. So that's really important for you to keep in mind. The way we do this is we have a policy in place. So if you reject more than 2 interviews through us, we reserve the right to withdraw you from our program. And if you're made 2 offers and you rejected both, we have the same right to actually remove you from the program. The way you get an interview is when a company looks at your resume, looks at a video sample of an interview that we ask you to give us, and I'll talk more about that later, and then a pitch that you make that you want to work in the industry. So they look at your resume, they look at your skills, and then they present an opportunity for an interview to you. So the employer that's reaching out to you for an interview thinks that you may be a good fit for the role they're putting forward to you. So please consider it strongly and consider doing the interview if one becomes available to you, and consider accepting that offer as well. Again, our goal with this program is not to get you the biggest and greatest job possible. It's to simply get your foot in the door into the industry, as I'll repeat again. So now in terms of the training, what do we offer? So we offer 4 badges at the moment, and these are badges that we've created with liaising with the medtech industry here in Canada. And they've identified these elements that they want new talent to understand at a high level. So by high, I mean like at an overview level. So you really need to understand like the business and commercialization side of things. So IP and reimbursement is the way revenue is generated for medtech companies. And there is a module around finance, and there's a specific one focused. We actually got this developed by Accenture Healthcare, and this is focused on digital health. And then we have another badge focused on medtech R&D, one on professional development, and then really our flagship training, I would say, is our badge 4, which is our virtual clinical immersion training. So as PhDs or masters in engineering or science disciplines that I see that you're all from, it is very likely that you haven't experienced how a healthcare setting works, unless you've been to the hospital or healthcare space yourself for your own personal reasons. So we've actually created a badge to give you an immersive understanding about how the healthcare system works, because the medtech sector focuses on developing hardware, software products for the healthcare system. So this badge gives you a good overview of how the healthcare system in Canada and the US is structured. We've partnered up with Unity Health Toronto, and they give you actual simulation. So basically, healthcare practitioners acting out a case that's come to them. One is a cardiac arrest, another one's an ER one, and there's a third one as well, where they show you, what kind of technologies they're using to diagnose and then use for therapy for these scenarios. So this gives you a bit more of a visual picture of how the healthcare setting works with the people in it and the technologies in it. And then we've also created a virtual reality experience, or we aren't able to provide these VR goggles to everyone. So we have a keyboard and mouse version of this as well, where you can actually experience being an ultrasound technologist or an MRI technologist and actually doing the actions they do with these medical technologies to diagnose or for therapy reasons in the setting. And you get to interact with the patient in doing that in this VR setting. So this is the training you get. This training is online, and it is completely self-paced. So it's really up to you to get in there. We'll give you, once you apply to us and you're seen as eligible, we give you access to this training. And it's up to you to really take the initiative and complete this training on your own time. And one of the reasons we've structured it this way is really that's how you can see yourself gaining knowledge once you start working full time. You're not going to get 3-hour lectures and scripted information from a professor and others. Once you're in your work, you will be asked to problem solve and gain the knowledge needed to troubleshoot whatever you're working on. And I think as masters and PhDs, you've also done that in your thesis, where you have to gain an understanding of a literature and then do a research project around that. So we've structured this in a similar way where you take initiative and you complete this on your own time as well. So eligibility, so this is where we get into the kind of the granularity of the program. So I see we have students here from TMU, from McGill, and then I don't see anybody, or maybe is there anyone here from Calgary or Dalhousie? If you are, please, if you don't mind putting your program and degree level and university in the chat. So this program at the moment is exclusive. It's open only to TMU, McGill, University of Calgary and Dalhousie students. At TMU and McGill, you could be in any engineering or science discipline, and you're eligible to apply. At University of Calgary and Dalhousie, it's only open to engineering at the BME program, the biomedical engineering program. There is somebody here from Dalhousie, so welcome. So it is open to you because you're in the BME program at Dalhousie. And the key eligibility, and there's somebody here from University of Calgary as well at BME. Fabulous. So welcome, and I'm glad you're able to join us. So the key, what we do with our program is we have a intake we do every 4 months for talent to get into our program, make sure they're eligible, and then we give them access to the training, and then we also park them in our talent bank that we make available to industry, and we market that to our employer partners. Now, what are the kind of cohorts that we're looking for right now? So at the moment, we're looking for candidates that are about to complete their coursework and their research. So this, by research, we mean your bench work that you're expected to complete and be done with, and you're getting into your writing phase. So you need to be in like your final year of your program. You're done. You anticipate finishing your research and getting into the writing phase by one of these dates. So if you're looking to enter our September cohort, then you need to be done your bench work and your coursework by August 31st. For the January cohort, you need to be done by the end of December. And then if you're looking at May 2024, then you need to be done your research and your bench work by April 30th, 2024. This is very important. A key element for you to apply to us is that you confirm this with your supervisor. So you and your supervisor need to be on the same page. So imagine you're applying for May 1st, 2024. So you have a conversation before our application due date with your supervisor, and they sign off on a confirmation PDF that we make available on our website, that is what's anticipated. Now, is this set in stone? So, imagine you're predicting that you will be done your research and bench work and your courses by April 30th, 2024, but, you get to December or January and you find out, wait, I actually need another 4 months. So we have a system in place that you can actually make that change happen. We do ask you to confirm your availability to us on a bi-weekly basis, so that our list is always current. So if you're not available, you can withdraw in that notice email, or you can confirm your availability that we have for you, or you can modify the availability that you have based on your anticipated start date for an internship. So the idea here is that you're done your research and coursework by these dates, and that you're in your writing phase, and we expect that you're able to do the writing part-time or off hours and are able to take on a full-time internship starting September 1st or Jan or May. Okay, so we are expecting, so the internships we facilitate are full-time. These are not part-time. These are not weekends or anything like that. These are full-time 35 to 40 hours a week internships that we facilitate. So you need to be able to take that on while you're doing your writing of your thesis. Now, in terms of application and enrollment process, so we have an application form on our website, and it's here as well. You need to fill that out, and the deadline for this is July 31st, 2023 is our next deadline. And then we'll make the training available to you by September 1st, and you need to be done this training before you start any internship with us. So we'll give you access to the training, and if we're not able to facilitate an internship for you, it remains optional to you. You don't have to take the training, but if we're able to get you an interview and hired by one of our partners, this training will need to be done before day one of that internship. And this is important so that you can understand the context of the industry and have a comprehension of that before you start a job within the industry. And the way this, in terms of the internship works is, these are internships that are facilitated by us, but the choice is made by the employers. So we don't dictate the internship or the intern to select to the employers. We make basically a talent bank of all of you as a talent available to them, and tell them how we are going to give you this industry readiness training, so you'll come prepared once the internship starts. However, it is them that then go through and check your resume and your pitch, and we'll talk about that next, and check your items to say that screen you and identify you as a candidate they want to interview and present an offer to. That's completely up to the company. It is not up to us. We make the talent available, and then they decide from the talent what they want to do. So the last piece I want to touch on is just how to prepare your application. So first and foremost is your confirmation from your supervisor. So this is essential for us. You have to talk to your supervisor and tell them you want to enter this co-curricular program focused on MedTech. And then from there, there is a form that you would then download and get it signed. It's a one-page form that you need to just download and then get it signed by your supervisor. And this needs to be submitted with your application. So please don't leave your application to, July 30th to fill out for July 31st. This takes a bit of work. So I would at least start a week in advance, if not start now, if you're looking to submit an application for our next round. So that's your confirmation for your supervisor that, there's expected that it is expected that you will be done your coursework and research activities, and will be in the writing phase by either end of December, or end of May next year. The second item that you need is a resume. And again, it is preferred that you do a resume over a CV. We don't want to see 5-10 pages of a CV. We want to see 1 or 2 pages of a resume, and so very short and concise and focused. This is a unique piece. So with your resume, one, I want to mention that each of your institutions that you're from has a robust career center that offers resume review services. I request you, please take the time, get your resume in front of a career consultant in your university, get them to review it and give you feedback, so that you can make it as sharp and as error-free and typo-free as possible. So it's a high-quality resume. We do reserve the right to reject your application if we see that a very poorly formatted resume is what's given to us. Then in your resume, there's a very unique ask we have. So, normally in your resume, you want to put in your full name, you want to give your home address and your phone number and all of that. We actually ask you to remove all that. So given that we circulate your application and your resume to a wide audience of employers, for privacy and security reasons, we are not able to share your home address or your email or your phone number with them. Once they request an interview with you through our platform and you accept it, that's when we are able to share your email address with them for the continued correspondence for an offer to happen, or an interview and then a possible offer to happen. Okay, so in your resumes, you will remove your home address, email, and phone number. And one more thing that I've missed mentioning here is your name too. You need to just leave it as an initial. It cannot be your full name. It just needs to be the initials of your name. In terms of location, you can, if you'd like, you can simply put down city and province. So like Toronto, Ontario, for example. Another key thing that we've learned from our industry partners is really project management knowledge and experience is highly valued, because when similar to in your master's or PhD, you're taking on a project, so you had a start of a project and then you had different steps you've been taking in your PhD or master's to get to an end of this project and to graduate. So highlight project management wherever you can in your resume. And in our training as well, in our professional development badge, we have a few modules on project management. So you can highlight that as well, that you're currently taking that in your resume. And as I said, the industry prefers resumes over long CVs. So that's your resume. Please, this is one of the key things we put forward about you to the employers. So I expect and request that what you put forward to us is of high quality. So you've spent some time to edit it. You spent some time getting it in front of a career consultant and getting a feedback. And then you've submitted that to us by our application deadline. The next item you need that we put forward to the employer is your basically a pitch yourself statement. So instead of a cover letter that you do for a specific job posting, what we'd like you to do is take 650 characters and write out a paragraph on why you want to work in the medtech industry. And we give you that much piece. And please, it's free writing that you write out and describe what's so interesting and why you want to be there. This is a writing sample that we then make available to the employer so that they can read a writing sample from you, so that they can screen your writing, but also for them to see, what is why are you passionate about wanting to be in the medtech space, or why are you looking to try out joining the medtech industry? And then the last item that we show to the employers is a behavioral question. So this came from an employer themselves. This is an idea from them. They said, it'd be great if we can see a 1-minute video of the talent responding to an interview question. So we've actually embedded that into our system. So we take so we ask you, the talent, to record a 1-minute video of yourself responding to the question, which is, if your manager asks you to complete or do a task project and you don't know how to do it, what would you do? And we want you to respond to this question in that 1-minute video. Please, please, please do not edit the video. Do not put graphics in it. We will send it back to you for you to redo it if you do. If it goes beyond 1 minute, we'll ask you to reduce it. The things I would say to keep in mind when you're doing this is, make sure that you have a kind of a background that's not busy. You're wearing, business casual clothing as you're presenting yourself in this video. Look into the camera and talk to the camera, and speak in a clear way to capture the response that you would give to this interview question. Again, just reminding you, we have some incredible filtering tools out there nowadays with social media and others. Please, we don't want any edits to your documents, to your video, sorry. The video needs to be a raw video that you capture a minute of you responding to this question, and you hit stop, and then you send us the video. Okay, and as part of the application, you upload it. And then the final item we ask of you, and I'm being very clear here in saying that we do not share this with anybody. We just do it for our own eligibility requirement check, is your unofficial transcript. So from your institution, we'd like you to download your most recent transcript and give it to us as part of the application. And this is one of the ways we verify that you are a master's student or a PhD student at this institution. You are in your final year. You look like you've completed most of your coursework and you're into your and you're in your research space phase right now. Okay. So we do need this. This does not get advertised to anybody. It is fully protected by us. And it's only for eligibility review that we use this. And then we don't look at this again or give any information out of this to anybody else. We do not do that. Okay, so that's how you prepare an application to submit to us. And I believe that takes us to the end of this presentation. Please, a place that we use very actively is LinkedIn. We have a LinkedIn page. If you haven't already, I'll take this and I'll drop this link in the chat. Please follow us. Everything we do, our first announcement of everything we do, all our seminars, all our events, all our kind of rounds of that we do of our Experience MedTech program, everything gets posted to LinkedIn first. So if you want to be in the know of what we're up to and what you can be looking at from us, this is a place to join and be looped into our program. All right, so with that, I will stop my presentation and thank you for taking the time to listen to it. I will go